Welcome back, everybody. I am here today with a bit of a more casual video because the other ones I have obviously been the utmost in professionalism. Today we are going to be talking about some products that I've either used up, my thoughts on them, whether I would or have repurchased them, and we're also going to be talking about some products that I have hit pan on or made significant progress in. I just kind of feel like showing off today. I made an admittedly really half-assed attempt at decorating my background for the holidays. You can't see it because my big head covers it up. But if I lean this way, you can see I've got like one of those paper Christmas tree accordion things that unfolds. I got that on clearance from Chapters last year, and then it got water damaged in April when my apartment flooded. So it's a little worse for wear, but it is just chilling back there. And then I've got like a little paper star garland, a starland if you will. And then we've got my cat, Dawn. She's sleeping. I don't think she knows what Christmas is, but we're not going to fault her for that. So that was my little attempt at being festive, but now let's just head into the empties. So I've got all my garbage sitting here in this festive Bath & Body Works shopping bag, which is a hint for my next video. So yeah, I'll just be grabbing products out of this bag and vibe checking them for you as we go. First thing, we've got the Cinema Secrets Quick Drying Brush Cleaner. So this is an alcohol brush cleaner. You can get this in smaller sizes, but I always opt for the jumbo 32 ounce. I usually buy this twice a year during the Sephora sales because it's about $55 for this big bottle on the Sephora Canada website. And then I get 20% off of that for being VIB Rouge. I really love this stuff. I've been using it religiously for about 6 years now. I transfer it into this little spray bottle, which is actually a Cinema Secret spray bottle. This is the first one I ever bought. You used to be able to buy it in like a little travel spray bottle off of Sephora, and I just kept my bottle and I pour this into this. But yes, you'd simply take a brush that is dirty, spray it a couple times, and then wipe it on a Kleenex, a towel, whatever have you, and then it's dry in seconds. Somebody who doesn't deep clean their brushes nearly as often as they should, this is a lifesaver. If you find that your makeup is often turning out muddy, especially your eyeshadow, I would really recommend checking this out. I use this after every single makeup application that I do, so I can start fresh with new colors the next time. What I really like about this brush cleaner, as opposed to other quick dry brush cleaners that I've tried, is that it does not leave my brushes greasy whatsoever. It just leaves them dry to the touch, leaves the bristles feeling the same consistency that they did before. It doesn't try to condition, but it's also not drying. And as for repurchasing, I've got a brand new bottle right here from the last Sephora sale. You might have heard me talk about this in my videos. This is the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. I'm not going to go on and on about it because this is the eyeshadow primer I've been using for a decade just about. It is perfect. It keeps my eyeshadows really vibrant throughout the day. I get not 24 hours of wear, but I get pretty close to 18 with it. Or at least I used to, because they reformulated this eyeshadow primer, and now it looks like this. This is the Photo Finish Intensified 24 Eyeshadow Primer Vitamin E Silkscreen Complex. And whatever that vitamin E is just a little too emollient, and I find it makes my eyeshadows crease after about 8 or 9 hours of wear. And this is going to sound so silly, but as somebody who takes public transit, it takes me about an hour to get to work. So that extra hour of wear time really does make a difference for me with how my eyeshadow is going to look by the end of the workday. Like, I'm not super fussy. I don't care if my eyeshadow has creased or faded like a little bit, or I've got a little bit of mascara smudged under my eyes or on my lids by the end of the day, because it's makeup. It wears in. But I'm a little vain. I don't want to look busted either. I don't want to look like I wore that makeup to the bar last night, didn't wash it off, and then showed up at work and worked all day. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's what the reformulated version does. It's just sad when I was really used to this original formula for so long. Now onto an eyeshadow primer that I really didn't like. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. This was my first experience using an eye primer that wasn't just pure white. I don't know if you'll be able to see that swatch on my hand there, but it is pretty much my skin tone. It's definitely the tone of my eyelids, and it camouflaged the veins and everything. I'm definitely the target customer for this eye primer, as it only comes in one shade. What the hell? Oh, by the way, I got this as an 100-point perk from Sephora. I didn't spend money on this. I just really hoped I would like it because, you know, it matches my skin tone and I wanted something that would make my eyeshadow show up maybe a little more vibrant. However, this looks so gross on the eyelids. It's so cakey and chalky, and it clings to any dry spot you might have on your eyelids. I have a little bit of psoriasis on this eyelid that I get from time to time, and it just made it look really, really bad. It really accentuated it. However, despite it looking so dry and chalky, it never actually dried down. It stayed kind of tacky to the touch. And I found it would actually also crease in my eye fold quite a bit, and then I would have to smooth it back out in my crease with my finger, and it would patch up and it would come off on my finger, and then I would have these big patches on my eyelid where there wasn't any eyeshadow primer. And then, because it was staying tacky, when you put a matte eyeshadow on it, especially a matte eyeshadow from Anastasia Beverly Hills, which are notoriously pretty pigmented and dusty, it would just stick and grab and not want to blend. It would blotch, and I just think this was a complete failure. This is probably the worst eyeshadow primer I have ever tried. Honestly, it's actually probably up there with one of the worst makeup products I've ever tried, period. Let's just move on. So here I have the R&Co Centerpiece all-in-one Elixir spray. So this product is kind of like a styling product and a repair product in one. It's got some conditioning oils. It helps to detangle, defrizz, all that. Just a travel size. I used it up, obviously. I liked it well enough. I would spray a bit into my palm after I had gotten out of the shower and towel dried my hair, and use it as kind of a leave-in conditioner because I usually skip conditioner when I'm in the shower since my hair is so short and a little dark and tends to get kind of greasy. This was light enough to not weigh my hair down. It did help to fight frizz. I didn't really find any styling benefits with it, but I also don't really style my hair, so I'm probably not the best judge of that metric. If I were ever going to repurchase this, it would actually probably be for the scent alone. Now, I'm not usually a scented hair product person because I love perfume and I don't want my hair product dictating what I smell like that day. But this smells just like By Kilian's Straight to Heaven fragrance. And that's a really nice fragrance. It's really expensive too. I only have a little sample of it, but this would kind of give me my fix after my shower. And the scent didn't actually linger as much as other R&Co scented products did on me for some reason. It was just a really nice sensorial moment while I was putting it in my hair, and then it would dissipate within 10 minutes, I would say. Let's get these out of the way really quick. These are two micellar cleansing waters from Garnier. Now, having some skin conditions like psoriasis, my skin doesn't actually really like being cleansed with soap and water on the daily. So to take off my makeup, I actually do a waterless double cleanse. I will take a waterproof eye makeup remover, take off my eye makeup, take the rest of my makeup off with a oil cleanser and a washcloth. And then I will go in with some cotton rounds and a micellar water. And the cotton rounds that I use actually have a little bit of a texture to the surface of them. And I use that to try and get the rest of the makeup off of my face. And it works pretty well. I mean, all the breakouts I get are pretty much hormonal. So I can't be screwing up my skin that much by not doing the whole cleanser thing. These micellar waters were fine. I got this Garnier one in a 2-pack at Costco. This is the rose one. My skin doesn't really love rose, so I don't think I would repurchase this unless I was back at Costco because it was really cost effective. This is a little travel size of the regular 3-in-1 micellar cleansing water. I'm probably going to keep this bottle to reuse for travel. Again, it was just fine. It's not something I would go to over other cleansing waters. My favorite is the Biotherm, but right now I'm actually using the Micellar micellar water, and I do have a backup of this one because it was on sale. Micellar water is micellar water. If they're bad, they're really bad, but if they're good, they're fine. So this one I did like better than the rose one. I would buy it again if it were on sale and I was close to running out. I don't really have much more to say about it. You good? Dear Sweet Dawn has left us to go take a bath elsewhere, and we're gonna keep moving. I've got a couple of moisturizers here. This is a travel size of the Dermalogica Skin Smoothing Cream. I paid $22 for this little guy when I went to a spa to get a massage. My first time ever getting a massage. I was a little high off of the experience, and I was pissed off at my current moisturizer, so I bought a little travel size of this. I actually blew through this in about 2.5 weeks. It was a glorious 2.5 weeks. I really liked this moisturizer. I normally layer 2 or 3 different products in the morning for skincare. This felt like a treatment, a serum, a hydrating cream, and like a face spray. Like it just felt like that all in one on my face. It was a really nice lightweight gel cream. It didn't leave me feeling dry. I still felt a little dewy to the touch, but not sticky or oily. It balanced out my skin really well. Now the full size of this is probably like $100 or $120, but this is a moisturizer I'm definitely going to keep in mind, especially as my skin is starting to get some of those expression and age lines. I really feel like I should be using some more professional skincare as opposed to just stuff that is like sensorial and fun to use. Definitely keeping my eye on this one for if it like goes on sale or anything. In contrast, this is the e.l.f. Nourishing Night Cream. I actually ended up using this as a day cream because I found it to be so lightweight. I got this in a value kit with a couple of other skincare products from e.l.f. Oh, that was really loud. The consistency was very much your just normal run-of-the-mill gel cream. It sank into the skin really nicely, but then I found my skin wanted more after that. So I would end up having to layer it with another moisturizer. I think this is supposed to be fragrance free. It didn't have like a floral or a sweet smell to it or anything, which was nice. But I found that the cream itself from the ingredients did have a bit of a smell to it. It was very reminiscent of walking down the hallway past the hotel pool. It smelled a little chlorinated. It just didn't blow my socks off. It wasn't super satisfying to use. I'm glad I used it up. I'm glad it's affordable, but I wouldn't pick it up again. Last moisturizer I have is another little travel size. This is a brand that I never hear anybody talk about unless they've worked at Shoppers Drug Mart before. But this is the Biotherm Blue Therapy Revitalize Day Cream. And this has no right to be as good as it is. Now, this is pretty fragranced. It did feel good on the skin. However, if you're sensitive to fragrance, this smells like a bounce dryer sheet. However, it has this gorgeous glow to it. It's a little bit of a tint, but not like a coverage tint. It's not like one of those tinted sunscreen kind of tints where it'll look ashy on anybody. It's almost like a rose gold kind of very subtle tint, and it makes you look so healthy. I put this shit on, and not only does it look like I have a functional sleep schedule and a credit score above 400, I look like I take every multivitamin, drink at least 9 glasses of water a day, and I'm just living my best life. It looks so good. It looks so healthy. It feels really nice on the skin too, honestly. It feels really nice and dewy and plump, but it just looks so nice. It's more of a cosmetic item that hydrates also, in my opinion. It would be a really nice primer, but I would seriously consider picking that up again because I just want to be the person that moisturizer makes me feel like. Very quickly, this isn't empty. This is a point perk that I used a couple of times from Sephora. This is the Biossance Squalane and Marine Algae Eye Cream. I really wanted this to work for me, especially because it's such a good size for a point perk. Like, there's quite a bit of product in here. And I know people who have seen significant results from using this eye cream. I love Biossance's other products. Now, unfortunately, I think I just had a bit of a reaction to this. This made my eyes feel very sensitive in a similar way that retinol has made my face sensitive in the past. This made my eyes kind of sting and burn, not when I put this on, but when I would take my makeup off at night, my eyes would sting and burn with products that I have used for years with no previous issues. This was the only thing that had changed in my routine. I did try this on 2 separate occasions for about 3 days, a couple of months apart, and experienced the exact same irritation around my eyes. And then the irritation stopped when I discontinued use of this. So unfortunately, I won't be using this up. I'm just going to have to toss it. But I do consider it at least to be kind of a valuable learning experience to not go pick up the full size. I don't know. Very quickly, I have a couple of little fragrance samples. Now, this sample took me forever to use up. This is the Replica Lazy Sunday Morning. Rose forward. It also has a bit of musk. It's like clean hotel sheets, but you're also burning like a light rose scented candle. It is really nice, and I would consider getting the full bottle if I found it for a discount. I would consider even getting the little candle that they sell of this smell, but It's not a right now kind of thing. It's not a run out and grab it, but I did enjoy using up this sample. Now this is also a rose scent, just taken in a different direction. This is a little decant that I swapped somebody for of Tom Ford's Rose Prick. Yeah, this one is really nice. I really want to get a travel spray of this one. The Tom Ford travel sprays are like so substantial that I cherish them like I would a full bottle anyway. I don't need a full bottle of this, even though the bottle is like blush pink and black labeling. It's gorgeous. The scent though, the scent is so good. This is a spicy rose, but there's nothing powdery about it. It's still very dewy and fresh, but then it's mixed with pimento pepper, I believe it is. You get the dewy rose, and then at the very end of your sniff, you get that little bite of the pimento, and it's just gorgeous. It wears for such a long time too. I know a lot of people who say that fragrances like Rose Prick from Tom Ford and then also Lost Cherry from Tom Ford don't last a very long time on them, but they last a really long time on me. So I don't know, maybe my skin just has stupid expensive taste. This is definitely on my wish list. I miss it quite a bit. Back to a makeup item. I used up this face powder. There's a little bit left on the rim, but not enough to use. This is ancient. This is actually from H&M Beauty, and they don't sell this anymore, but it was a really, really, really good setting powder. This is the Perfectionist finishing powder in the shade Alabaster. I sometimes use it as a powder foundation, or I would just use it to set a liquid foundation. I used it mostly in my first year of university, hit pan on it, left it in my collection, and then I came back around to it about a year ago and completely finished it up. I miss it. If they still sold this, I would pick up a few because I think it was like $8 or something, and it was just as good as a lot of the high-end powders that I've used. It Cosmetics Superhero Liner. This is a brush tip black liquid liner, and this is the best liner I've ever used. It's so freaking expensive. However, it's perfect. There's literally nothing wrong with this liner. It's not completely matte or anything like that, but I love that it's more gel and less inky because it's easier to control that way. I would repurchase this on a sale, definitely, and I really hope that they never discontinue this liner. I've been through about 3 of these in the past. They actually last about a year. That's why I was originally so obsessed with them, was because I could use them every day for about 10 or 12 months and they wouldn't dry out. So I really, really, really highly recommend this, especially if you find it in like a value set or on QVC or something. Pick it up. It's kind of a life changer. Another liner love that I unfortunately won't be repurchasing is the Colourpop BFF Creme Gel Liner in the shade Overboard. This was my obsession this past summer. It's a really nice bronzy copper color that goes really well with my blue eyes. I am wearing it in the waterline today because I do have one backup that I'm currently working on. However, I won't be repurchasing from Colourpop. I alluded to this in another video, but I will explain a little bit here. They went and did a collection collab licensed with Harry Potter, aka giving money to J.K. Rowling, who is a raging transphobe. I am transgender myself, and simply I don't feel comfortable giving any more of my money to a company who would give their money to somebody who is transphobic and would then give that money to transphobic organizations that put people like me in danger. I don't really judge anybody else for continuing to buy from Colourpop because they do have, honestly, really good quality products at very affordable prices, and they put them out at an astonishing clip. However, it's just a personal decision that I won't be supporting their company anymore. Now, if you want a really good concealer from the drugstore, there are actually quite a few options out right now. There's the NYX Bare With Me Serum Concealer that I love. The e.l.f. Hydrating Camo is really nice if you can find a shade that works for you. However, I feel one that is really, really slept on. I haven't heard a single other person talk about this, is the Wet n Wild Megalast Incognito All Day Full Coverage Concealer. This is if you took Tarte Shape Tape and perfected it for 2022. This is gorgeous. It does not fail. It does not fade. It does not look dry. This is amazing. If you covered up the label, I would assume this is like a $30 concealer. Next time I go to Walmart, I'm going to repurchase this because I really miss it. That's it for my products that are actually empty. I do have a couple more in the bag, like mini mascaras and stuff like that, but honestly, I don't have a ton to say about them. They were fine. I'm going to move on to 2 products that I've hit pan on and I'm pretty proud of. Now this is my first indie shadow And the first eyeshadow in a long time that I've hit pan on. This is the shade Flicker from Clionadh. Clionadh Cosmetics is an indie brand from Toronto. They're awesome. They make really great shadows, and this is obviously my favorite one from them. They make a lot of really good, like, bonkers, glittery shades and multi-chromes. I love this shade. This is just like a simple iridescent duochrome, but it is the most beautiful golden peach to put on your brow bone. It just adds that little bit of magic, that je ne sais quoi, to any eye look. And then the last product I'm going to talk about today is my Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade C1. I adore this bronzer. What I love about this bronzer is that it has no orange or red to it. Basically, it's all kind of that oat beige undertone. It's not cool tone necessarily. It is true neutral, but it's foolproof on my skin. It blends seamlessly. It actually blends as it applies. You don't have to apply it and then blend it out. It takes 3 seconds to apply. When I finish this up, I'm probably going to repurchase it because it's my favorite bronzer of all time. And you know what, guys? That's it for me today. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to figure out how to put an SD card in my freaking phone so that I can stop running out of memory. And I hope you have a good day, a good week, a good month, a good life. Prosperity to you and your loved ones. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video, looking at my garbage. I know I'm going to enjoy finally throwing it out. Yeah, go ahead, give me a thumbs up if you feel like it. I don't know. And subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know in the comments something you have emptied or hit pan on recently and what you thought about it. See you later.